Welcome to Conjure the Cocktail, our very second episode where we merge witchcraft and craft cocktails. I'm Prairie Rose. I am a spirits and cocktail and wine expert, and I'm a little bit witchy.
And I'm a little bit boozy. I'm Angela Lovell. I'm a psychic medium. And we're, merging magic with delicious beverages.
Yeah, and you are boozy. I can vouch for that. Maybe
Quite
not a little bit,
boozy.
a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it.
So Angela's in Florida. I'm in Los Angeles. We normally live down the street from each other, but we're separated because of COVID-19.
Good old COVID-19.
Yeah, but I'm so excited to be able to do this with you, Angela.
Yeah, me too. I know. Where there's a will, there's a way to drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere all the time. So today we're going to talk to you guys about Gemini. Because the sun is entering Gemini. It's the beginning of summer. We've made some special Gemini-centric things for you to enjoy. You don't have to be a Gemini to enjoy these things. You can just
But this is like your favorite sign, right?
It's my favorite sign, and I am not a Gemini.
Learned.
I have to stop with this. I know. So here's some fun astrology that's really easy. Pretty much everybody knows their sun sign, but depending on like if you're attracted to men or women or both, the placement of your Mars, which if you're a Gemini, you're usually attracted to both, because very, very dual, lots of everything going on there.
Okay.
The sign of the twins. So your Mars will determine the type of men you're attracted to and kind of like what you want a father figure to be. And your Venus determines the type of women you're attracted to. You know, if you had, your Venus can also determine like, or kind of like show how you love, how you show love, what you expect of love. But your Mars is your passion and your wild side. And my Mars is in Gemini. And a Mars in Gemini means I will always choose smart over cute. I'll ask anybody who said I dated beneath myself till they got to know a big juicy brain on the guy I was dating. Can't date idiots. Can date assholes. That's crazy how astrology works. So Gemini is an air sign. Prairie is a Virgo. I'm a Sagittarius. And Gemini, all three of us are mutable. Pisces is the other mutable sign. So we basically can mutate and conform. And it's kind of what's really great. We're the four of us, Pisces, Virgo, Sag, and Gemini, are the number one signs for serial killers. Which we talk about all the time on one of our Facebook groups for my podcast. This is where the magic happens. Terry and I often end up we're very opposed to murder, but you know, we also have to embrace our mutability and
wrong. Virgos are very wise though, so I'm not surprised.
Yes, it's true. And I even said this, a Virgo getting caught for serial killing wants to be caught. A Virgo doesn't get caught until they want to be caught. Sagittarius, on the other hand, is very sloppy. Oh, but so back to Gemini. Sag is actually the opposite of Gemini. And we're the only opposites who really love each other, because Sag is the philosopher, Gemini is the analyst. So we come together and we can see like all sides of everything. So when a Sag and Gemini get together, we just like talk incessantly. It's also the sign of communication, ruled by Mercury. You've probably heard people say, oh no, Mercury's in retrograde and now I have to buy a new MacBook. Mercury rules communication. It's sort of like how we process ideas, lots of things, writing, all kinds of fabulous things ruled by Mercury that go awry when Mercury decides to go backwards. So whenever you think about everything that goes wrong during Mercury retrograde, that's kind of like everything that goes right in a Gemini's world, you know? Oh, they love electronics too, Geminis.
We're heading into Gemini season. What is the actual dates the Gemini season is?
June 21st. Sorry, I just inhaled a bunch of the lavender.
Oh my God. Stop that.
I can't stop smelling it. I have to put it away from myself. So Gemini starts roughly around June 21st. Each sign starts roughly around the 21st of the month. And sorry, did I say June? It starts May 21st, goes to June 21st, roughly. And you just got to check because I'm born December 22nd. I thought I was a Capricorn growing up until I got like my good witchy teeth came in and I figured out how to read things.
Your witchy teeth.
My witchy teeth. I've never said that before, but it's good.
Yeah, I know, that is good. You're not born on the cusp, though. You said cusps don't really exist, right?
Cusps don't really exist. If anything, I'm like born right before it goes into Capricorn, moments before it goes into Capricorn.
Okay.
So I'm a very saturated Sagittarius. I am dripping with Sagittarius energy. My rising is also Sag, so I'm a lot of Sag. And what's funny is if you're born at the beginning of like a Capricorn born a few minutes after me is not as condensed Capricorn energy. Like they get to be a little bit less of a Capricorn, which is maybe a better way to go about it. Capricorns, I believe, are the #1 serial killer of the zodiac, but they don't get caught.
Oh my God.
I can't prove it yet.
So what is that twinny, sort of that dual personality quality that Geminis have that a lot of people talk about, those twins?
So people call Geminis two-faced a lot, and a lot of people don't like Geminis. And like I read a Gemini today, and she was saying, yeah, a lot of people don't like us, and they think that the two faces means that they're backstabbing. Gemini does love to gossip, but that's just because it's a major form of communication, and people get very passionate when they gossip. So Gemini's like, passionate communication, they lose their shit over that. But they're not actually two-faced. They just have the face that they show the world, the face they take to work, and then they have their special secret, very vulnerable Gemini face that will admit insecurity and things like that, which people don't think Geminis are. For the most part, even Gemini's insecurity is still kind of like a different sort of insecurity. They are very indecisive. They have a tough time making up their mind. And this is also my Mars and Gemini. I can spend all day deciding between like 2 different vegan butters. I mean, I'll go down wormholes reading reviews, and Geminis love that. They love they do love technology, all technology. If you need a freaking update on something or to figure out why your laptop is doing something, call your Gemini friend. They usually know.
Okay. And we were first talking about doing something for Gemini season, and famous Geminis. Stevie Nicks came up as a Gemini who is, so perfect for this show. She's so witchy and glamorous and gorgeous. We love her.
Denial.
Although she denies being a witch, right?
Yeah. So, and my theory is that's because she's a Gemini, and it's like people tried to pigeonhole her as something that she is, and she was like, no, I'm not that, just to be contrary. When really, she just did.
Spent, like, years like writing about witches, and like Rhiannon is like literally every single concert she did, for years she would announce it right before she sang it. This is about a witch.
She's always singing. She's always singing about dancing with the devil. I'm sorry, Stevie. So what are you? What? No, not a witch, really. And then she's in Ryan Murphy's. What was she in? Coven? I didn't.
American Horror Story.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think she must have been in
Coven. Yeah.
Surprisingly, I have not made it through Coven.
Yeah, I never saw that show, but I saw the first season.
Yes, I loved the first season. I have a hard time with some of his stuff, but yeah, I love the women he casts. I get through plenty of it. I have to get through Coven. I just have to sit down and make myself do it. I have to commit.
And Marilyn Monroe is also a Gemini, right?
Yes, our iconic Gemini. Angelina Jolie is a Gemini. Helena Bonham-Carter is a Gemini. And Helena Bonham-Carter and I both have Leo moons, which makes for like a funky style. To kind of give you a better idea of what that means, Betsy Johnson is a double Leo. So her moon and her sun are Gemini, or Leo, sorry. But like a Leo moon will make you want to gravitate towards kind of like really loud clothes. And I have way too many animal print dresses, way too many. This is so Leo moon. at least a dozen red dresses, at least a dozen cat print dresses. And that's
Yeah.
a lot of editing goes into getting dressed each day. But yeah, a very
I've got to
iconic
pull
style.
back from the animal prints too, but that's because
Yes.
I'm Italian. But also Leo rising.
Yes, the Leo. Well, and also Leo is represented by the lion. So yes, we love a good cat print. We're just trying to represent our inner lion, and people should know that a Leo is coming at them. Yeah. Well, who else was our other iconic Gemini? Didn't we have a couple more? Am I forgetting somebody? Marilyn, Helena Bonham-Carter, Angelina Jolie.
I don't know. That you were saying it's like kind of the coolest person in the room.
It is.
People gravitate to them.
Yeah. They're always the coolest
like
person in the room.
Charismatic.
Yes, they're like
that.
magnets. Yeah, Geminis are very magnetic. And I think this is also why a lot of people get pissed about Geminis, because they're trying to vibe with a Gemini, and a Gemini won't fake it. A Gemini can't fake it. And a Gemini will just be like, no. And then the person is hurt that the Gemini rejected them. And it's like, most people reject gently, and Gemini does not, which is another reason I love them. There's no mystery, you know? I mean, there is mystery. And I've described this before. Spock is kind of like a very classic, definitive Gemini energy. And my first celebrity crush. Not Leonard Nimoy, who was an Aries. Yeah. Leonard Nimoy is an Aries. Yeah. But Spock is for sure a Gemini. Yeah. So like cold and brilliant. And then there's an episode, and like I'm watching, when I was a kid, I was watching the old reruns. So we're talking original Spock.
Right.
The Leonard Nimoy Spock. And there's an episode where he like eats a flower or something, and suddenly he's emotional and laughing. And I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Because then it's the other face of the Gemini. Like the coldness goes away and you see the warmth, which is seriously the thrill of any Gemini huntress like myself.
Right.
Yeah. So if anybody knows any hot single Gemini men, you know, I got a lavender satchel. I'm ready. I got some crystals.
Yeah, I dated a Gemini for a couple of years, and I did like that about him. Like he told it like it was. Like he was very direct. He was very New York too. It was kind of a New York personality. But I did like that. And then you see that warmer side once they reveal themselves, right? Once they get to know you. Which, so when we were first talking about this, we were talking about flavors and botanicals and flowers and things that could maybe be incorporated into a cocktail. And lavender kept coming up. It's the birth flower of Gemini, and it's also, it has a lot of amazing properties that benefit a Gemini, right? So it's calming, it's an antiseptic, it treats anxiety and depression and insomnia, and then it has all these magical properties too, like it inspires psychic activity and dream recall and stuff. So I wanted to do a lavender syrup, which I created. And then also we wanted to do a bubbly cocktail because it's an air sign, right? So something bubbly, something with lavender. And then I thought one of my favorite classic bubbly cocktails is the French 75, which is traditionally champagne, a little lemon juice, a little sweetener like sugar or simple syrup, and gin. Which has a lot of botanicals in it too. So instead of that simple syrup or sugar cube, we're using this lavender syrup. And so I will make this, and then the name, I'll have to credit Angela for this. It's Double Bubble. So it's a little nod to the double twin sign of Gemini, the bubbles in this drink, and also the witches in Macbeth, bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
And double, pronounced double in French, means twin. So there's your French 75 twist.
Yeah.
Also, as Prairie discovered, champagne is Marilyn's favorite drink of choice. Favorite drink of choice. It's her drink of choice. We don't need all those words.
Drink of choice. So
we're talking about Geminis. And anybody who I mean, anybody can enjoy lavender. I spray it on my bed before I go to sleep. I had a bottle of it that was $56 that I used to spray under my arms as deodorant because I don't
Oh
use
my God.
antiperspirant.
That's way too much. I feel like you could make that yourself. So we're doing a half an
Probably.
ounce of lemon juice. We're doing equal parts lavender syrup, half an ounce. Then we do a full ounce of gin. This is beautiful George gin from California. They just sent me this bottle. They're actually going to be on the Bit by Fox podcast in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that.
Lucky them.
Yes. So an ounce of that. And then we add some ice cubes, and we will shake this just to sort of integrate the flavors a little bit.
And that's very Gemini, shaking it up. Very Gemini. Keeping it real.
So we're integrating the flavors and we're cooling it down. And then I'll strain into this lovely coupe glass.
Aww. And
it's already sort of that pretty little lavender colors coming through. And then we're going to top it with this bubbly. Whoop. And so pretty, so elegant.
Gorgeous.
Isn't it pretty? I love a bubbly cocktail in a coupe glass. It's so old-fashioned.
Oh my God, me too.
And you had mentioned orange was a Gemini color. It helps inspire the Gemini, right?
Yep. It's
so
the color of Mercury, which is their planet.
I'm doing an orange twist. So we're just gonna. I'm having a hard time.
We're gonna post a special planetary magic spell to our social, and it's gonna tell you how to work with Mercury. And basically, you don't have to be a Gemini to work with Mercury. I mean, like if you're writing a book or a screenplay or hoping to do well on a presentation for work stuff. Oh my God, that looks so good.
Doesn't it look good? Yes.
Yeah.
And go in for a taste.
Never missed you more.
Oh, it is. It's so good. It is like a French 75, but it has that lavender quality to it. I'm not normally a floral person. I like musks and amber scents and things like that. And I don't really like to eat a lot of floral stuff. But lavender is one of those things.
You're no flower eater.
I'm not. I normally don't. I don't like. In fact, I have this beautiful lavender from Provence. So I was in Provence, so I made the syrup from this lavender from France. I was in Provence a couple of years ago during harvest season. It was right before they harvested, so we got pictures of the fields, and it smelled so beautiful. And I was there for a wedding. Yeah, it was in June, end of June, and they harvest in the beginning of July. And I was there for a wedding, and I was creating the bride and groom's cocktail for the wedding, and the bride's cocktail was a lavender spritz. And I went to the farmer's market in Aix-en-Provence and got I got the dried lavender and the honey and made syrups from it, like you do, you know. And then it was actually featured, just, you know, I just happened to have this magazine nearby.
Oh, no big deal.
It just happened to be featured in Flutter magazine. How pretty is this? It's a watercolor.
So beautiful. Prairie, it's gorgeous.
It's so pretty. Yeah, but I have to say, between the two cocktails, like, I think this is my favorite. This lavender French 75, the double bubble, which is the best name.
It's so good. Or double bouble. You know, if you're fancy in French.
Or double bouble. Although that makes me think of Michael Bublé.
I know, me too. It popped into my mind and I couldn't resist.
I like double bubble.
Are actually planning a witchy retreat in south of France.
In New Orleans.
Oh yeah, that too. We have one that's you can actually go sign up for right now at covenlovin.com. Work on your mediumship skills. Great news. Everybody can talk to the dead. You just got to learn how to do it, which we can teach you, and learn how to make potions with Prairie and me. We're going to do some rituals there are like 2 different cocktail soirees on the books right now. It's going to be really
fun.
freaking wild. Yes. Learn about all the classics. Voodoo,
Yes.
raising the dead, drinking.
And New
all
Orleans,
the reasons to go to New Orleans.
New Orleans is the most haunted city I've ever been in.
Yes.
And
Oh, it is. It's so haunted. Well, and great news. You're staying in one of the most haunted hotels in New Orleans. So, yeah, we're doing this in November. There will be a few ritual things you'll get to do. It's very light magic. Don't worry. We're not going to make you dance with the devil. We're not Stevie Nicks.
Oh my God. Yeah, I did. I wanted to invoke Stevie Nicks a little bit today. I was like a little 70s.
You look great. Yeah, I know.
I got my scarves out. I was like, maybe I should do a scarf dance.
I like it.
Squirrel.
Very, I love it. Well, great news. I almost put a scarf on too, but it had golden pink flamingos on it because it belongs to my mother. And I don't know if I pointed out, I set up by the pink flamingos because of Gemini twins. So.
Oh, the twinsy flamingos.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Right. Yeah. I almost forgot that I have crystals you can work with. These are especially good if you're a Gemini, but they actually work for everybody. The one is agate. No, agate. I always want to say agate, but it's agate.
Agate, right?
It's agate, but call it agate.
Who says agate?
Again, I do. But it's not pronounced that way. It's like the double buble agate. If you want to get full French, hey, we're all in quarantine. Like it's a great time to get full French. Yeah, tomato, agate, agate. Agate just sounds so dull. Okay, so anyway, get your agate, and it's good for stability and balance. It's a nice like calming one. Helps you communicate your thoughts calmly, gently. But then the other one is chrysocolla. Do you hear these birds screaming at me?
Yes. Are those birds?
Yes. The things here are crazy right now. The owls have taken it back. I'm down for it though. Also, as a witch, I'm like, yes, owls, destroy.
So
really aggressive squirrels.
Mockingbirds in this neighborhood. They've moved in, and they're so fun. I don't know if you've ever lived around mockingbirds, but they're so loud. Like,
love this.
I think they're mating or something, but they are keeping me up at night. They don't start until like 11 o'clock at night.
Oh my God.
And I've been keeping my windows open, and they're so squawky that I'm like, I'm hating them. I mean, I'm all about, the birds taking over now that we're in quarantine, but like, come on. The ladies got to rest.
We have a woodpecker right now, so I can totally relate. We also have this one cat who comes and hisses at my cats, and my cats are like, what's your problem? My cats are just like maybe too social. They did all escape the other day. It was very traumatic, but they didn't go far. Yeah, Florida's a very terrifying place right now, as always. As always.
But maybe especially more now.
Yeah, which also like brings me to this great crystal that helps me cope with Florida, chrysocolla. It calms, cleanses, it re-energizes all the chakras for everybody, so it's not just great for Gemini, but it also draws out guilt, heals heartache, and increases your capacity to love, which is like that moment when Spock like eats the flowers or whatever he did, and then he probably had some chrysocolla as well. But it also helps with psychic vision and the whole Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing that Gemini is often guilty of. It kind of merges their 2 personalities so they both get to shine, which
I love that.
Doesn't love. Yeah, you guys.
So we will
some crystals.
Yeah, get you some crystals. So I was going to say that we're going to have the recipe for this double bubble cocktail in our show notes, on our site, on all of our socials. And we'll also always have a non-alcoholic version every episode. So I'm going to feature a lavender lemonade, which is really delicious. And then Angela, you'll always have a little magic that you can do for Geminis or for that particular episode. So you're gonna have some special magic that.
Yeah. Well, and this one should be especially when we're gonna do Mercury retrograde eventually anyway. I think we have one coming up soon. But this will be good for all of you who are terrified of Mercury retrograde as well, because you just have to honor it. When I got into the habit of honoring Mercury before it retrogrades, I need to find some wood to knock on as soon as I say this, but like everything calmed down. I no longer had to replace all my electronics.
Oh my God. Yes. It's good to preemptively prepare for it though, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
like going in, embracing it, knowing it's happening, and just being like, okay, you know,
Yes.
it's
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Instead of like freaking out in the middle of it, which is what we all tend to do. I mean, I do that, but yeah.
Yeah. All you got to do is honor Mercury, and then well, I shouldn't say it, because sometimes there are other factors, but we'll do an episode. Don't worry, guys. We'll get you. In the meantime, go to our website, conjurethecocktail.com, and get on the newsletter, because we do have exciting things like our retreats. And when I get back to LA, we're going to do when I get back to LA, everything's going to be better. It will obviously be better because I'll be able to leave Florida, which means everything's better. The most beautiful cardinal just flew by. That's a sign. That's a fucking sign. So when I get back to LA, we're going to do workshops and stuff. We're going to teach you guys like all kinds of fun things to infuse your stuff, drink it, be magical, be powerful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Magic is wonderful.
It's going to be fun.
Practice it.
And go to our Instagram. We're starting out all of this stuff, so we appreciate all the support that you have. And yes, be gentle. We are, we're just starting this out. We're all a little vulnerable.
We're all
this time,
fragile right now.
We are fragile.
Be nice.
So,
also,
be nice.
I am big on hexing, and I don't have any 1-star reviews on my podcast, but I did. We had 3 1-star reviews on our podcast. I dealt with them each individually. Now we have none. I'm just saying witchcraft is real.
Okay.
And guard your genitals if you. No, I'm just kidding.
Just putting that out there.
And if you have a Gemini in your life who's an eligible bachelor, please go to my website.
Send them Angela's way.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us. We are we're so happy. This is our 2nd episode, and we're just diving right in. So if you have any things you want to see or for us to cover, please communicate back to us. We'd love to hear any feedback, any gentle feedback that you have. And
I love that I just threaten everybody. Don't be mean or I'll fucking hex you. But also, I mean, what kind of witch?
I really did. I was like,
I really did.
She's going there.
Yeah. Perry has a podcast called Bit by a Fox. I have a podcast called This Is Where the Magic Happens with funny man Ryan Singer. He just survived a Bigfoot encounter. He's in therapy because of it. It's not real. This shit is all real, you guys. Anyway, get on board with it. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's anything you want us to cover. We're gonna do all the signs. Next one is Cancer. Poor Cancer. They got a rough. They feel a lot of things. We're gonna tell you how to not feel as much. Just kidding. We're gonna make it. We're gonna be very gentle.
So every astrological sign will, as soon as we're heading into that season, we'll be covering it amongst other topics. So in between, we have in 2 weeks we have a totally different thing that we're gonna get into, which is gonna be super fun.
So fun. I love it. So fun. Go follow us. Go be our friends. Tell us if there's something you want us to cover. And Perry, you want to give them the tagline as always?
Oh, well, yes. Happy Gemini season, and don't drink like a basic witch.